So you've bought the Galaxy Buds 3 FE or are about to buy them. Well, these actually look really sick. A matte black case and buds as well. Better than the Apple White on the Buds 3 Pro.
Gotta agree. So how we're gonna do this, guys, is we're gonna break this video up into 3 sections. What is the same on the FE and the Buds 3 Pro? What is better actually on the FE? Yes, there are certain things that are better. And what's worse than the more expensive Buds 3 Pro? And at the end,
which one should you buy?
Which one should you buy? Because the price difference isn't as big as you think.
So you're getting kind of the same tuning to my ears on both of these. Both great tuning. Samsung knows how to tune stuff, of course, Harman International and all that. So that's in common. That doesn't mean they sound the same. We'll come to that in a bit. They also have all the AI features, the interpreter, the Gemini voice wake up, all that is there. But that's on the AI side. The physical side, there's also similarities.
Yep. Design-wise, actually, they're very, very similar. So the controls are exactly the same. You got your squeeze and your swipe or your pinch and stroke. And yeah, you okay, man?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, controls-wise, they're exactly the same. The other thing is they have multi-point, but not real multi-point. And multi-point is when the buds can stay connected to 2 devices at the same time. It's fine if you're using Samsung devices, they work. It's a la Apple. But if not, then you are stuck on single point, guys. All right. And then the battery life situation is exactly the same too. 6 hours advertised on the buds and 24 hours with the case.
And on the Pro, you get a couple of hours more from the case. And the phone calls, are they similar? Are they not? Have a listen.
This is a quiet mic test with the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 FE. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. This is a quiet mic test for the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. This is a noisy mic test with the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 FE. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. This is a noisy mic test for the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. This is a windy mic test for the Galaxy Buds 3 FE from Samsung. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, 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 testing. This is a windy mic test for the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing.
Yeah, so you heard it, guys. Both are great in quiet and noisy conditions. Not great in wind, and depending on the angle of the wind, you will need to speak up. If you speak softly, it'll just be worse.
Yeah. And interestingly, in the ANC, Active Noise Cancelling and Transparency department, both are the highest tier that we can slot any earbuds into, and that's tier S. But on the FE, surprisingly, which you wouldn't expect, the low-end noise cancelling is actually better than the Buds 3 Pro. And I don't know how or why, because FE is just fan edition. It's usually the cheaper parts bit, worse. Yeah. But not in this case. Then another thing, it may be personal, but we think, and we started this video with that as well, we think the design and the color on the FE looks a lot better than this
bright
AirPods look-alike.
Yes.
I know you can get them in gray and silver. I actually prefer that. They weren't available when we got them initially, so we got the white ones. But yeah, gotta say that one's the one to go for the look.
The look, yes, but also the size of the case. Marginally smaller than the Buds 3 Pro, not the end of the world. And the price is also marginally lesser than the Buds 3 Pro. We'll get to that at the end, and if it should make a difference to you.
Yeah.
But it's not all sunshine and matte black for these buds, right? There's some things that does worse than the Buds 3 Pro.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be with an FE edition. First off, there's no adaptive ANC on the FE. There's also no auto switch to transparency when you start speaking. So that'll speak to chat or whatever, or voice detect that some brands call this feature. And there's also what the pros do have is the ability to kick into transparency if it hears a siren.
Nice.
So that's also something that you won't get on that one. And in the ANC, or let's say transparency side of things, what I've also noticed in testing these is that there's considerably more white noise on the FE model than the Pro. The Pro, I barely could hear anything, but this one was definitely clear. Obviously, you do get a slider in the app for both. And if you turn down the strength of transparency, it obviously goes away. But yeah, your transparency is also worse. So there's that. Also, the blade lighting is gone. So it's just normal pair of buds. They don't look fancy. It's got that cool blade lighting. Yeah. How much do you want that blade lighting? And there were also some proprietary voice controls. So it wasn't your voice assistant, but like from Samsung for the Galaxy Buds to like, track control and change ANC and all of that. You won't get that. And another thing that they've cut corners on is that there's no wireless charging support.
Yeah. The IP rating is slightly different, slightly worse on the FE. It's IP54 instead of the IP57. So a little worse for liquids, the same for dust. And I think we're coming to like the bottom line of why these are not necessarily, okay, we'll go there. No head tracking for 360 audio. Ooh, that's the main reason. Don't buy these. No head tracking. No, just kidding. For me, the biggest difference is that there is no UHQ. So the ultra high quality. And often I used to think, it's a bit of a gimmick, it's all right. It's, nobody can hear the difference. I can really hear the difference between these two.
Yeah?
Like I was like, first off, when I listened to these and tested these, I was like, okay, these are easily better than that. And then this one little reason, I think these, even despite being tuned well, don't sound as good as the Buds 3 Pro on Samsung devices.
I wanted to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have the SS. I haven't tried it with other devices. I don't know who's buying these for other devices. If you're on Samsung and you have to choose between these two for sound, I would definitely not pick these.
All right. One of the biggest differences that you come to expect from a Pro model and an FE edition from Samsung is the price. So what are they retailing at? The FE is retailing at $150. The Pro has been discounted forever now and is listed for $190 on Amazon. Yeah. So the difference of $40, guys, is not a lot.
Not a lot. You know what? If it was not for the UHQ, I would have said any day goes for these. Okay, wireless charging is missing, but ANC is better. Yeah, but things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Which one would you?
Yeah,
pick?
It's hard because for me, it's like I look at sound doesn't matter all too much for me. For me, it's the calls and the ANC, and ANC is on par. Those are even better. Calls on par, right? Wireless charging, I don't value so much. IP rating, both are very strong, so the minor difference isn't going to make a huge difference. So for me, I'm like, it doesn't really matter so much which one I get.
You're going for the FE then?
I'm kind of leaning towards it because, then I save a couple of bucks,
Yeah.
But if I want, if you want the Pro and I want the flagship and I want the blade lighting and all of that and it's cooler, fine, go for the Pro.
Yeah. For me, like, get rid of the blade lighting. I can turn it off, thank God. It's the Pro all the way. So a big thanks to our Tested Tier members and all these wonderful patrons and YouTube members on the Tested Tier, but also
a big thanks to our highest tier on the Fuckman tier. Thanks to Rachel, Paula, and Rad's Panda.
If you want to see a full review of the Buds 3 Pro, click on this video.
And if you want to see a roundup of our best and favorite ANC earbuds, then click somewhere here on screen.
Do we?